In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on December 8, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Philadelphia 76ers versus Chicago Bulls. The Philadelphia 76ers, currently holding a 6-15 record and ranked 5th in the Atlantic Division, will travel to the United Center in Chicago on Sunday to face off against their Eastern Conference rivals, the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls, with a 10-14 record and sitting 4th in the Central Division, are also looking to improve their standing. On Friday night, the 76ers secured a 102-94 victory over the Orlando Magic, marking their 3rd win in 4 games, although they remain 12 games behind the division leader. Conversely, the Bulls' recent momentum was interrupted when they fell to the Indiana Pacers 132-123, ending a 2-game winning streak and leaving them 10.5 games behind the leader in the Central Division. In terms of injuries, Philadelphia is closely monitoring the status of their star player Joel Embiid, who is currently listed as questionable for the matchup. Meanwhile, Chicago has confirmed that Patrick Williams will be sidelined once again. The 76ers come into this game with renewed confidence, particularly after their strong performance against the surging Magic, who have been a formidable opponent this season. On the other hand, the Bulls had been building positive momentum with 2 consecutive wins before their setback against the Pacers, setting the stage for what could be a tightly contested game between these two teams. The Philadelphia 76ers appear to be finding their rhythm recently, showing signs of improvement, while the Chicago Bulls have struggled to maintain consistent performances. This disparity extends to the defensive end, where the two teams have performed at vastly different levels in recent games. Over the past 4 outings, the 76ers have allowed an average of just 100 points per game, compared to the Bulls, who have given up a concerning 126 points over their last 5 games. Even when analyzing their defensive efficiency over the season, Philadelphia ranks 24th in the league by allowing a 47.7% field goal percentage, while Chicago fares even worse, ranking 29th with a 48.7% opposing shooting percentage. These defensive trends suggest the 76ers may hold an edge in this matchup. While the Philadelphia 76ers have been inconsistent throughout the season, they are beginning to gain traction, winning 3 of their last 4 games. Additionally, the team is getting healthier, which bodes well for their continued improvement. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bulls remain a defensive liability, especially at home, where they have posted a disappointing 3-8 straight-up record this season. If the 76ers are serious about climbing back into playoff contention, this is the type of game they must capitalize on. While the status of Joel Embiid is a critical factor, the Bulls' inability to perform defensively makes the Philadelphia 76ers to win and cover the spread as favorites our full game side pick. From an offensive standpoint, both teams have been producing at high levels recently. The 76ers have averaged 105 points across their last 3 games, while the Bulls have been even more prolific, scoring an impressive 130 points over their last 4 games. However, both teams have faced defensive struggles during the season. The 76ers are ranked 12th in defensive rating at 106.8, while the Bulls lag significantly behind, ranking 28th with a defensive rating of 117.9. Given the offensive firepower both teams have demonstrated recently and their defensive vulnerabilities, this game is likely to feature a high-scoring affair. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Milwaukee Bucks versus Brooklyn Nets. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets are set to face off for the 2nd time this season on Sunday. In their previous matchup, the Nets secured a 115-102 victory on their home court. Heading into this game, the Bucks are looking to rebound from back-to-back losses, including a recent defeat against the Boston Celtics on the road. Meanwhile, the Nets ended a 3-game losing streak with a solid win over the Indiana Pacers. Milwaukee is anticipating a full roster for this game, as K.A. Tris Middleton is slated to make his long-awaited season season debut. In contrast, the Nets remain shorthanded, with Zaire Williams, Cam Thomas, and Bojan Bogdanovic still unavailable. Although the Bucks recently lost consecutive games to Atlanta and Boston, the team's overall trajectory remains positive. Middleton returned on Friday and contributed 11 points in his first game back, though his shooting showed signs of rust. Facing Brooklyn presents an excellent opportunity for Middleton to gain rhythm, and he might even rejoin the starting lineup. Historically, Milwaukee has dominated this head-to-head matchup, winning 5 of the last 6 meetings and boasting a 6-2 straight-up record in their previous 8 visits to Brooklyn. Scoring has been a persistent issue for the Nets, as evidenced by their recent offensive struggles. Their 99-90 victory over Indiana was their highest point total in the past 4 games, with 2 contests seeing them fail to reach the 100-point threshold. The absence of Cam Thomas has left a noticeable void in their offense, though there is some optimism with Ben Simmons and Dorian Finney-Smith potentially returning, as both have been upgraded to questionable. Despite their challenges, the Nets have been a strong betting option this season, with a solid 14-8-1 record against the spread, even though they've covered just once in their last 5 home games. It's somewhat surprising to see Brooklyn labeled as underdogs in this matchup, especially after their earlier win over Milwaukee. Although the Nets have struggled offensively in recent games, their defense has shown moments of resilience. On the other hand, Milwaukee's focus on reintegrating Khris Middleton could disrupt their offensive flow in the short term. So the Brooklyn Nets to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Bucks are in their healthiest state of the season and have won 7 of their last 10 games, suggesting positive momentum. However, inconsistency has been an issue, reflected in their 9-12-1 against the spread record this season. Despite their earlier loss to Brooklyn, Milwaukee's recent performances from stars Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo have been impressive, with the duo leading the offense. The return of Middleton further bolsters the team, though role players have yet to deliver consistently. Milwaukee ranks 24th in the NBA in field goal attempts per game and plays at a slower than average pace. Brooklyn's offensive struggles have been exacerbated by the absence of Cam Thomas, and they've managed only 102 points or fewer in their last 4 games. The Bucks, having improved defensively since their October matchup, are well equipped to capitalize on Brooklyn's issues. Additionally, the Nets operate at the league's slowest pace, according to NBA.com, which could contribute to a low-scoring affair. With both teams playing at deliberate tempos, this Sunday afternoon game is likely to be sluggish. Given these factors, the Nets are unlikely to make a significant impact on the scoreboard, having exceeded 100 points only once in their last 4 outings. Milwaukee's poor free throw shooting and weak offensive rebounding could mitigate the Nets' foul-prone defense. The Bucks also scored just 102 points in Brooklyn during their last meeting in October. The prior matchup stayed under the projected total, and this game is expected to follow suit. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Charlotte Hornets versus Indiana Pacers. The Charlotte Hornets, holding a 6-17 record and positioned 12th in the Eastern Conference, are gearing up for a challenging matchup against the Indiana Pacers, who sit at 9th in the same conference with a 10-14 record. The game is scheduled to take place on December 8th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Hornets are currently enduring an 8-game losing streak, with their most recent defeat being a 116-102 loss at home to the Cleveland Cavaliers on Saturday. On the other hand, the Pacers are coming off a morale-boosting 132-123 victory on the road on Friday. This marks the second of 3 encounters between these teams this season, with the Hornets having previously secured a dominant 103-83 home victory over the Pacers on November 8th. The Hornets continue to grapple with injury woes as Tidjane Salon remains sidelined. Meanwhile, the Pacers will once again be without Aaron Nesmith, and Andrew Nembhard is listed as questionable. The Hornets face a quick turnaround, having just played the Cavaliers 28 hours ago, combined with the added burden of travel. Such circumstances would be demanding for any team, let alone one plagued by injuries and a lack of depth. Brandon Miller has been striving to lift the team, leading the scoring effort against Cleveland. But his 3-for-1 performance from beyond the arc and a team worst plus-minus of -25 highlight the uphill battle. Compounding their struggles, the Hornets are starting Taj Gibson, who, at this stage of his career, managed 0 points in 17 minutes of action against Cleveland. With key players unavailable, relying on the likes of Vasilij Micic and Josh Green to drive the offense against a near full-strength Pacers team, featuring Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, and Benedict Mathurin, seems an insurmountable task. Given the current state of both teams, the Indiana Pacers are clearly the superior squad and are well positioned to cover a substantial spread in this matchup. The disparity in offensive output is glaring. Charlotte has averaged just 100 points over their last 5 games, while Indiana has put up an impressive 113.5 points across their last 4 outings. The Hornets' injury issues have severely diminished their ability to field a competitive roster, making it difficult to envision a scenario where they pose a significant challenge. While Indiana has struggled at times this season, evidenced by their lackluster defense and 8-1 record against the spread over their last 10 games, they have excelled as heavy favorites, going 8-1 against the spread in their last 10 outings as double-digit favorites. Considering the Hornets' downward spiral since LaMelo Ball's injury and their current roster struggles, the Indiana Pacers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Although the Hornets' offensive struggles might suggest an underwhelming total, recent trends have defied expectations. Charlotte has hit the over in 3 consecutive games due to their inability to defend effectively. They allowed 125 points to the New York Knicks and 116 to the Cleveland Cavaliers in their last 2 contests, and fatigue from playing back-to-back games with travel will only exacerbate their defensive shortcomings. With 5 key players sidelined due to injuries, the Hornets have been forced to rely on lesser-used players who may contribute offensively but lack familiarity with the team's defensive schemes, further exposing them to Indiana's high-paced attack. The Pacers rank 8th in the league in possessions per game and are likely to push the tempo, capitalizing on their opponents' vulnerabilities. Expect a fast-paced game with plenty of scoring opportunities, making over the projected total our full-game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.